Hello. We are officially 38 weeks pregnant. I'm actually 38 weeks and 1 day today as I start this video, but nevertheless, we made it to 38 weeks. I'm gonna be brutally honest with you guys. I'm over it. I'm there. I'm done. I'm over it. I'm so exhausted. I'm like mentally exhausted, physically exhausted. I'm just being pregnant, like very heavily, super end of the pregnancy pregnant is so hard, and everyday normal tasks that shouldn't be a big deal become a big deal, and things like my hormones are at an absolute high right now, which just makes dealing with literally anything 10 times harder. God forbid I get hungry, because then I'm just gonna be a nightmare. Like, I literally can't stand my own brain when I get hungry, because obviously I have to, like, you know, keep my shit together for Bentley, but like internally I'm like screaming, and it just sucks, and it's so like just overwhelming and overbearing. And then physically, like, I feel like now I'm just constantly in pain and constantly uncomfortable, and I know that like that's normal and blah blah blah, whatever. Like, I know that that's just part of the package of being pregnant, but I'm sick of it. And now I'm getting to the point where I'm having like contractions that are like difficult to deal with and like take my breath away and stuff like that, like every freaking day. And I had a lot of false labor, or whatever you want to call it, with Bentley. So to an extent I expected this, and I was happy that it like took a little bit longer before all of the contracting started, but it's very much so exiting just like the Braxton Hicks zone, and it's like little bits of prodromal labor or whatever, and that's just like exhausting is the best way to put it. Like, it's not really, it doesn't frustrate me, and I'm not like, last pregnancy it would make me like mad, and I was like, I just want to go into labor. It's not really that this time, it's just exhausting, and I'm just like, is it gonna be or is it not gonna be, you know? So it's just, it's really tiring. But my mom is in town now, so no matter what, we have a very good plan for Bentley. I'm hurting, y'all. Oh, update from my doctor's appointment yesterday. I am 1 centimeter and 70% effaced now, so I'm 10% more effaced than last week. Not a whole lot of progress. Not really surprised by that. I'm so tired and exhausted, and everything hurts. Oh my gosh. And at my last appointment, I found out that my doctor is not gonna be on call this Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and most of Monday. At some point Monday, she takes back over. But this weekend, this Christmas weekend, off limits. I cannot go into labor, or I will not have my doctor. I'll have one of the other doctors in the office. And also next weekend, the weekend of New Year's Eve, she's also not on call. And that'll be when I'm 39 weeks. So I'm just like, damn. So if I don't go into labor on a weekday, I don't get my actual doctor for delivery. If I go into labor on a weekend, then it's not gonna be my doctor, and that sucks. I like all the doctors in my office, and it'll be fine and dandy if that's what happens, but like, obviously I would prefer it to be my doctor that I'm comfortable with and love and trust and all of those things, versus I don't have like a relationship at all built with the other doctors. So there's just like that, you know. But I really don't want to go past my due date, just because like I don't want to have to worry about induction, and I won't get an induction likely unless I'm like 41 weeks, and we would induce before hitting 42 weeks. I don't think that'll happen. I don't want that to happen. I want him to come on his own. I'm sure he will. I'm sure it will be in the next 2 weeks, which is equally terrifying to think about, but I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm sick of being pregnant. I'm gonna miss the bump. Do not get me wrong. I'm gonna miss the bump. I'm gonna miss feeling his kicks, and the transition is going to be difficult. There's no doubt about that, but I'm there. I'm tired. I'm in pain, and I'm ready. That's how I'm feeling at the beginning of this week. I'm really like, in terms of the really bad symptoms like nausea and stuff like that, like that stuff is all like fine. Like, I'm really not super symptomatic like that. It's just like the little things where it's like I'm peeing every 5 seconds. I'm starving literally all the time. My back hurts so bad. I'm having contractions all the time. My coochie hurts all the time. There's so much pressure, like everything hurts. My boobs are starting to get sore. Like just everything hurts, like literally everything hurts. And then you add taking care of a 14-month-old child on top of that and chasing him around and picking him up and picking everything up and like doing all the house chores and all of the things that I didn't have to do with my last pregnancy, and I got to like sit on my butt in my last pregnancy. I'm realizing how much I still do on a day-to-day basis this time, and I'm just like, wow. I'm tired and my body is exhausted. I'm ready to just have this baby and heal and work towards a new normal. That's where we're at right now. I'm still happy and I'm grateful and I'm blessed and I feel mentally good about things. I'm literally just so tired. You guys, I don't even know, literally I don't even know where to begin right now. I'm so stressed and I'm so hungry and we don't have anything that I want to eat, so I guess I'm just gonna have another freaking English muffin, you guys. So let me just try to get into this a little bit. Let me just try to let you into my brain. My mom got into town on Tuesday. We didn't see her until Wednesday. So Wednesday she came over, she was over Wednesday, she was over Thursday. Today it is Friday. Last night, I guess in the middle of the night, she got a fever. That's not good, right? Well, she took a COVID test today. She's COVID positive. So she now has to quarantine for like 5 days. Also, apparently you are contagious for like 48 hours prior to symptoms arriving or having a fever or whatever. So she was contagious the whole time she was here. I have disinfected and cleaned the whole house today, but it's probably too late. So I'm really stressed that we're gonna get COVID. Also, my dad can't come to watch Bentley until after Christmas. Christmas is Sunday. Like I said, it's Friday. So Saturday, Sunday are both off limits. My dad cannot come. I really am praying that I do not go into labor. I pretty much need to make it until exactly how far along I was with Bentley or later, or we're gonna have problems. If Bentley gets sick and I go into labor and I have to leave him, that's not gonna be good. That's not gonna be good. If me and Charles are sick and I go into labor, like that's also not gonna be good. Like my hospital will still let him be with me, but nobody will be able to leave, nobody will be able to come in. I'm gonna be even longer without Bentley because he won't be able to come visit at the hospital if anybody is sick, and it just like causes a lot of problems. If I were to go into labor in the next 2 days while we can't have my mom watch him and my dad can't come and watch him, we're kind of shit out of luck. Okay, sorry, just got off the phone with Charles. So, essentially, if I go into labor in the next 2 days, then his brother is gonna be the one that has to come watch Bentley. It's just hard for me because he trusts his brother with his life. I just don't know his brother that well, haven't been around him much. He's got a kid, he's got a like 2-year-old, so like I know he can handle it, it will be fine. It just makes me nervous because it's just not somebody that I'm comfortable with, not somebody that Bentley's hardly ever been around. So then if Bentley is sick, then it's just a lot. Anyways, I don't want to get off on a whole tangent about a bunch of what ifs because I could go all day long. But then the other thing that happened, I was trying to put Bentley down for a nap, and I guess the baby proofing thing that we've got on his door, I guess it was still latched and the door was open. Well, Bentley went and shut the door and we were locked in his room, and I didn't have my phone, and my phone was out here in the kitchen, and I started panicking and I was like, what the heck are we doing? Like, what am I gonna do? Literally, what am I gonna do? There's hours before Charles gets home from work. Like, what am I going to do? Luckily, his bedroom is attached to a bathroom. We just have the bathroom door barricaded by like a ton of stuff. So I just had to like really push and shove through that stuff to get the door open. Got the door open, obviously, we're fine. But that was just really stressful, and I almost had a panic attack, and I literally started like shaking and just freaking out because like there's just like, there was literally, if that door did not exist, like we would have been fucked, like we would have been screwed. So yeah, that was very stressful. I do not feel good at all. I'm very like hormonal. I'm very honestly angry at a lot of just like situations that just feel unfair and out of my control, and I'm just like angry, and I'm trying not to be angry because none of anything is anybody's fault. It's just the way the cookie's crumbling, and it sucks, and that just is what it is. I'm praying that this baby stays in literally till my due date. Like, I do not want to have him any kind of early now, for real. Like, I need him to stay in there as long as possible. I need everybody to be healthy. I'm just stressed, and there's so many different things, but I don't feel good. I'm cramping, contracting, nauseous. Last night I literally almost threw up. Like I am not doing well right now, and I needed to rant about it. So thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Hopefully the next time that I make an update for week 38, it's a little bit more positive. But today my world is kind of imploding, and I just have a gnarly feeling that this baby is coming soon, so we will see. Okay, so final update for week 38. My hair looks crazy right now, okay? I'm letting the curls settle. We've been over this. Final update for week 38. I in fact did get COVID. Yeah, I tested positive at 38 weeks and 6 days. Yeah, because I tested positive yesterday. Today I'm technically 39 weeks. So I'm finishing 38 week video and I'm gonna start my 39 week video, but tested positive for COVID yesterday and I felt so awful yesterday. My symptoms started like 2 days ago. No, my symptoms started on Christmas Eve, so 3 days. 4 days ago? 3 days ago. My symptoms started 3 days ago, and it was just like a cough at first, and then the next day it was a cough and some kind of ferocious chest pain. Like, it was a little scary. I literally almost went to the doctor to just like make sure that everything was okay, given that I am pregnant and stuff. But yeah, I had some pretty bad chest pain, and then yesterday I woke up very not okay. I had actually woken up like in the middle of the night feeling awful, and like I knew, I was like, I'm sick, I'm so sick. And then spent the whole day with really bad body aches, a really bad migraine, like literally everything. Like I had a fever for a little bit, just a little bit, and then I had like congestion and sneezing and coughing and like literally everything, like every single symptom, fatigue, all of it. So that was awful, miserable. And then today I'm feeling a lot better. I have a lot more like nasal congestion today, but it's because it's like running its course, you know? I'm actually not coughing like near as much, which is good because coughing is awful when you're pregnant. But I've just got a lot of like sinus pressure in my head and stuff. I've had a slight headache like kind of off and on, but hasn't been too bad. Body aches have stopped. Like I feel like yesterday was definitely the worst day of it, which is when I tested positive, but I'm doing a lot better today. Symptom wise, in terms of COVID, honestly I couldn't even like tell you what my like pregnancy symptoms are, because like all I have been able to feel is like this COVID. So I'm doing, like, I feel like if I didn't get sick, like I would be doing so good right now. I was really upset and bummed because I was like, man, like I was so close to like finishing out this pregnancy so strong, like blah blah. And it's funny because I was literally talking about how my body was like tapping out from pregnancy. No, then you get sick and you realize that that is your body tapping out. Like I literally was so scared yesterday. I was like, please do not go into labor. I felt like my body would not be able to handle it if I did, but I'm back to feeling like, okay, like if it happens, like it's okay, like I'll be okay, I can handle it. But yeah, so going into 39 weeks, I got my doctor on the phone, and we're actually not going to be doing our checkup for week 39 because I have to isolate, you know. I can't go into the doctor, I can't go get everybody sick. So she said if there's anything, decreased movement or anything like that, just go to triage. But I should be completely fine. So it kind of sucks because I can't like get a membrane sweep or anything like that, which is like, I did that at my 39 week appointment with my first baby. So it's just like everything about the end of this pregnancy is so different from my first, so it's just wild. But it's okay because I kind of want him to stay in there until next week and give me a better chance of getting healthy and everybody else getting healthy, so that things can be as normal as possible. But if I go into labor and I'm COVID positive, then Charles can be in the room with me. He just can't leave at all. So once we're in until we're discharged. We can't come and go at all. Can't walk the hallways, can't go and like get food and come back. Like, has to stay in the room. Baby will be in the room with me 100% of the time. He will not be taken to the nursery. He will not be taken anywhere for any testing or anything like that. Like, everything will have to be done in the room. He cannot leave the room, which is perfect. And what else? Oh, no visitors. Sorry y'all, I'm sick. No visitors. That's like one of the things I'm the most bummed about, because I won't be able to have my firstborn come to the hospital to meet baby and to see me, so it's gonna be even longer without my firstborn than I was anticipating, but it'll be okay. Everybody has to stay healthy. Then the other thing is that I have to stay masked the whole time except for when I'm pushing. So I won't have to wear a mask when I'm pushing because every like nurse and doctor will be like gloved up, masked up, and all of that. And obviously like I need to be able to breathe like well whenever I'm pushing, and so I did confirm with them that like I won't have to wear a mask during pushing, but any other time that like anybody's in the room, like I have to be wearing a mask. And like after the baby's here, they want me to wear a mask like around the baby and not get the baby sick. But yeah, so hopefully he'll stay in until at least my due date, and we'll have like a full week to kind of get this illness in and out of my system. Hopefully I'll be testing negative by the time I go into labor, but if I go into labor in the next few days or anytime soon, then I'm probably going to be testing positive, and it's going to be a slightly different experience than we were hoping for, but as long as everybody stays healthy and good, then that's all that matters. So that is the final update for 38 weeks. I'm essentially doing fine, but I did in fact get COVID, so that's fun. But yeah, so I will see you guys in next week's update, unless the baby comes and it's a labor and delivery vlog before it's a 39-week update vlog. We shall see. I love you guys. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you when I see ya.